will jump center with Maureen Costello, and the tip controlled by Anita Moore. The Hawks will work to our right in their home white, trimmed in the crimson and gray. Rutgers in their scarlet come out in zone defense and nearly force an early turnover.
Number 11 is Campaign that we talked about, and you see that bandage on her left hand.
Campaign takes it strong to the baseline, throws it away, right into the hands of Liz Hansen. Hansen turns it back over. And Nikki Jones with the hand out, as always, trying to settle the floor.
Nikki Jones, real quick player. Good anticipation there. Got the dribbler from behind. And that's what Hansen, a junior, who's usually not prone to turnovers.
And the emotional bubble here on senior day. And the senior Tanya Wenger getting a start. Turns it over. Try to double team, and Hansen comes out with it and fires for three. Liz Hansen and pumps a fist.
Liz Hansen, the leading scorer on this team, plays the most minutes, 32 minutes. They need her in the ballgame. She's a real leader on this team. Her
48th three. They show 2-3 defense and really bring it out high. Campaign for three is long, and on the floor, rebound Reinders taken out of her hands to Wenger. Campaign will reset it.
Tanya Wenger comes from a basketball family. Her sister Carla played for Boston College.
She's at the high post with Costello down low. Costello yet to get a touch. Campaign is stripped on the floor, taken away by Elisa Sheeler, and out comes Hansen with the basketball.
And Rutgers now having a little bit of a difficult time with the St. Joe's press. Defensively, they rank 6th in the nation, holding their opponents to just 55.7 points per game.
The post is Williams to give off to Kaluki and make that Sheeler for the layup.
Elisa Sheeler, 6'2" freshman, another young player in the Atlantic 10. Real strong body player.
Sheeler in her 17th start has truly emerged for Grentz in the much improved second half of the season.
Coach Gately doesn't have defensive problems. The problem really lies offensively for this team. Against UW in last Monday's nationally televised game, only had 13 points in the first half.
Good save, Costello from Moore for the layup. Good hustle, Anita Moore.
Anita Moore, real good role player on this team, plays either the 2 guard or the point guard. Very exciting to watch.
And a steal by Anita Moore. She keeps the dribble alive.
She won't put up the points, but she'll do a lot of other things on that stat sheet.
For St. Joseph's second and third leading scorers both come off the bench. Turnover off the hands, and that's what you talked about with Campaign.
Exactly. That might have been a situation there where she really could not extend the left arm, or a little afraid of that contact.
On the post it goes, and the foul committed. Janelle Williams will head to the free throw line. I believe that'll be Maureen Costello or Megan Campaign on the foul. Amy Facer, very early call to get Campaign.
Larry, Rutgers doing a good job in working the ball around the perimeter. That will extend the zone, and then what they did is they went inside to Williams.
So Amy Facer, the sophomore guard out of Bellefonte, Pennsylvania, who is the club's third leading scorer at 12-3 per ball game, comes in after 2.5 minutes. Williams makes the first foul shot.
Talked about the kind of athlete that Williams is. She averages 12.4 points, 7.9 rebounds, which leads the team. At 6'1", they really, once they got her back in the lineup in mid-January, they went on a tear.
Couple of foul shots, and Rutgers playing good early basketball for Theresa Grentz. They have won 8 of their last 10 to get back to just a game over 500. High low to Costello, left hand Maureen Costello.
Well, that's what they need from Costello. When she gets the opportunities to score in the paint, they have to capitalize. Costello only had 4 points against George Washington, so this week they worked mostly, not on defense, but mostly on offense.
Kaluki, medium range jumper, bangs that one down. And they barely wasted a trip, have the Lady Knights.
Regina Kaluki has the only player on this team to have started all 25 games. Rutgers in that extended 2-3 zone. The strength of the St. Joe's offense is really from the outside.
Anita Moore, a little strong, good rebound. Sheeler and Hansen. Through the hands, another steal, Anita Moore. A little too tough for Janelle Williams to handle.
St. Joe's likes to take advantage of the transition game, and especially against a team like Rutgers, who is playing their best ball now. You don't want their defense to set up. You want to try to get them off balance.
Deflection on the interior look is stolen by Hansen. Another turnover, St. Joseph's. And again, they'll feed Williams on the post.
Tough shot for Williams. Wenger was right there with her hands up, but Williams totally ignored her, concentrated on the basket. Has 5 double-doubles this season. 3 of those were consecutive.
Terrific rebounder. Costello with Williams' pin, gets her in the air, and will wind up walking up to the free throw line.
Coach Gately said before the game against GW, some of the players got a little intimidated when they had a couple of early shots blocked. You can see here they were working on that. Costello gets the ball, head fake, gets the defense off the floor, gets the foul.
Costello out of Nazareth Academy in suburban Philadelphia. One of the most highly recruited players ever. As Kristen Sullivan comes in, Anita Moore goes out. Sullivan, the top three-point shooter on the club.
A great three-point shooter. She has had 8 in one game this season. That's an Atlantic 10 record.
So she'll be in the backcourt with Nikki Jones. That was a walk not called against Regina Kaluki as she got the ball caught in her wrist. On the floor, Williams.
I noticed the finer details of the way St. Joseph plays defense. They're all talking. They're yelling, ball, ball, ball. I got it. Their hands are moving. That's the way to play defense.
Kaluki a step up. Well, they kept it hot against the zone.
Rutgers found the open space. Kaluki with 4 points.
Very confident-looking Lady Knights club right now.
Offensive woes for St. Joe's, as I mentioned.
Sullivan's big three.
And knocks that one down. That's a good thing because they were 1 for 12 and 3-pointers last Monday against GW.
Lady Knights by 5. Kaluki again, the baseline runner. No, and in the hands of Sullivan. Ahead to Costello. Good catch. Layup.
Good body control, and that's what I talked about. They want to get out in the transition. They do not want to let Rutgers set up their half-court defense.
Oh, Facer got an elbow in the nose as the jump shot's off, and the rebound out of bounds. That was off the hands of Amy Reinders. And that's where the elbow it came from. Maureen Costello with 7 early points. It's Rutgers carrying the day after 5.5 minutes on Hawk Hill. Both clubs shooting very well in the early going. Rutgers still zoning up. Facer on one side for 3. Amy Facer, no. Wenger keeps it alive on the floor. Good hands. Alicia Sheeler. Jones with Hansen out front. Good matchup there. High post, Sheeler turns and faces Hansen for 3. Long off the iron. Sheeler a one-arm rebound and kicks it out front.
Sheeler with the long rebound. You have to make sure with Sheeler that you put a body on her. You have to box her out, keep her behind you.
Sheeler faces up. Offensive foul as Sheeler turns. The freshman out of Pittsburgh, New York. Part of the reason this club has played so well in the last couple of months has been the coming of age of Alicia Sheeler.
2-time Atlantic 10 Rookie of the Week, once in February and once early on, where she shared that honor in December with another freshman at Duquesne, Corey Halede, in the running for Rookie of the Year.
And likely member of the Atlantic 10 first team. She's the 6th leading scorer in the country at 24+.
St. Joe's being very patient. You see the shot clock there, just down to 6.
Good offensive rebound. Costello off the miss by Sullivan. Theresa Grentz all over the official on the far side. Near steal, out of bounds. Will belong to Rutgers. Good hands, Regina Kaluki. You would never know that Theresa Grentz's club is playing very well by her demeanor early on.
Very intense coach, and that's the way the team plays. Well, usually a team will reflect the personality of the coach, and actually both these teams are very intense coaches. Theresa Grentz and Stephanie Gately.
Sheeler is fouled. Should be a reach in on Amy Facer. Called on Tanya Wenger, number 45.
In the first meeting between these two teams on January 25th, St. Joe's came away with the win, 65-62, but it was a tipsy-turvy game. It was back and forth where Rutgers had a 8-point lead with 7:30 to go, and the Hawks rallied to lead by 7, and then Rutgers came back. So these two teams very evenly matched.
First time St. Joseph's had one at the rack in almost 10 years. The freshman Cindy Fontanellis replaces the senior Tanya Wenger. Fontanellis out of the Massachusetts area was the Massachusetts High School Player of the Year last year. 1 out of 2 for Sheeler, 4-point ball game.
Against Temple, Sheeler exploded for 42 points and 11 rebounds January 31st.
Fontanellis high post kicks to Sullivan. This is an aggressive perimeter-based zone defense. They got to know where the shooters are.
Exactly. They will challenge the outside players, especially because St. Joe's does not have a strong inside game. They're using a lot of time far away from the basket.
Jones travels. Tried the jump stop, but it slid the foot.
Larry, the way to be successful with a zone like that is to penetrate. You need to get players to double team you, to collapse on you, and then dish the ball out.
A body check foul, Nikki Jones. Here's J.J. Illis for Nikki Jones. Illis, a freshman out of Allentown, Pennsylvania. And she's got Hanson, who goes right around her.
And she has her hands full with Hanson.
There's been great motion. Williams and a foul.
4 players touch the ball. Real team basketball.
And here Janelle comes from the top to take the pass in stride.
Well, the defense needs to know where she was. You saw Costello was down on the box. Nobody came over to help. The middle was wide open, and Williams took advantage of it.
Academically ineligible in the first semester. May have taken a while to get her game legs, but since she's been putting up those kind of numbers, they've been a winning club. And they show trapping pressure. So the freshman point guard comes in, and immediately they go to the track. Illis handles it over the top to Facer, has Costello. Drop it off Fontanelli. Block. What a block. Regina Kaluki.
And she leads the team in blocks. That's her 39th of the season. At 6'1", she's a great athlete and has great leaping ability. Perfect timing on that block. Fontanelli is a freshman, so next time, what do you think is going to be in her mind? Little head fake. You get burned once, that's okay. The second time, you got to make sure you give the head fake.
Sullivan inbounds it, and it's out of bounds off Kaluki, who sets up a very big front on the baseline.
Certainly do, and now they change the play.
And spread the floor.
Look how high the Rutgers defense is challenging the guards. They're making Illies right now play about 25 feet from the basket. You need to penetrate this defense.
Fontanellis telegraphs the pass to Sullivan, knocked out of bounds again by Kaluki. And we will get a break in the action. So the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers fighting for their postseason lives. A 7-point lead on Hawk Hill.
We are shooting 67% from the floor. Larry, I don't know what it is, but I think the snow's following me. I was up in Syracuse yesterday where there was blizzard conditions. I don't know.
And go away.
Thanks, Larry.
On the baseline, Reinders kicks it. Williams layup, hangs it short on the floor, gets it back, follows it, rolls off. I don't mean that. I love the snow.
Good offensive rebounding. Well, thanks. I know I didn't take it personally. You see here, turnovers. St. Joe's Rutgers holding on to the ball with just 4. Rutgers had 7.
A quick shot there by Illis. St. Joseph's again with some offensive woes. 10 points in 9 minutes. Kaluki the step up.
Just a beautiful form, smooth jump shot for Kaluki. Season high, 17 points. Shooting like she could hit that mark today.
Looks like a bit of a 1-3-1 set with Williams on the back. Sullivan now 2 for 3 from distance. And that will cure a lot of ills when your best shooter steps up like that.
Anytime you give Sullivan some open space, she's capable of knocking down that 3.
Sheeler, another interior pass. Williams, another rebound.
Offensive.
Gonna call an offensive foul as she ducked in.
That was Ralph South with the call. Offensive rebounding is what Janelle Williams does so well. You see Sheeler with the turnaround. You have to put a body on Williams. You have to find her, and leaned in. And that was Cindy Fontanelli who held her position.
At best, that could have been a no call. Certainly not that much contact. Williams now with 2 fouls. Illis for 3. Perfect.
When the threes are flowing, this is a great scoring team. 6th in the nation with 3-point field goal percentage at 38.7 as a team.
Good pressure by Illis leads to the turnover by Hansen, who says my bad and taps her chest. And St. Joe, as we reach the halfway point of half number 1 with the basketball down by 3. Facer off the dribble, rims out. Good hands, Liz Hansen. And Kaluki, who has about 10 inches on Illis, breaks the press herself.
Rutgers is doing a great job with breaking the press. It's not causing a lot of problems.
Sheeler, a 4-footer. Most of their offense has been triggered by Kaluki on the baseline. That little zone look, the zone offense as she has her back to it, turns nice interior pass.
Well, the defense isn't shifting over. They need to cover that baseline a little low in the about 10 feet from the basket area.
Travel by Sullivan. Anita Moore will come in. Amy Facer will go out. There's the senior.
Most of Rutgers' offense is coming from the interior with Williams, Sheeler, and Kaluki. Hansen, pretty quiet.
Yeah, 18 points from the big 3 on the interior of their 21. Reinders has been scoreless. Williams steps out high. Kick it, Sheeler. Short. Rebound, Costello. Rutgers holding 5. And again, they extend that all the way out beyond the 3-point arc. Sullivan's a good look there. Never had it. Could tell as it left her hand that she didn't quite have it.
Now that's the problem with the 3-point shot. If you rely so heavily on it, there's a turnover for Rutgers. But when you're hitting them, it's great. You're scoring points in a bunch. When you start to miss, rarely do you get an offensive rebound because it comes off so hard. The defense is underneath. You don't have time to get an offensive rebound in position.
Now this is the small set for St. Joe's with Illis, Moore, and Jones on the floor all at the same time. High-low over the top. Stripped by Kaluki off her foot.
Great anticipation. Outstanding weak side defense. St. Joe's tried to get the ball underneath, little alley-oop pass, but from the weak side. Beautiful play.
The top 3 scorers for St. Joseph's are all on the bench. Facer, Compain, Sullivan.
Shot clock down to 6.
That's a walk on Moore.
St. Joe's having a problem with the walks today.
The Rutgers showing themselves with big people on the perimeter against the Hawk guards.
The one thing that wasn't a big problem against George Washington was the turnovers. They had 14 on the game, averaging 16.4.
Compain returns, Moore goes out as the Gately's need a little bit more offense. Hansen. Again, it's Kaluki range in the baseline, kick-starting the offense. Doesn't look to shoot, finds Sheeler. Drop step, spin around and out. Costello, another board.
Tough shot for Sheeler. It was a double team. Wanger and Costello, I believe, came from the weak side to, double team, and Sheeler put it up. There was probably an open teammate on the wing.
Compain with that heavily taped left arm and elbow. Jones with the basketball. Compain for 3, rims out. Tipped and controlled by Illis for a fresh block.
You'll see St. Joe's put up a lot of threes.
Costello goes to her knees to get it. Drop it off. Illis, 5-footer, no. That's a great look by the freshman Costello after the catch. And with 7 minutes, 19 seconds remaining, half number 1, highly entertaining basketball underway on the Atlantic 10 television network. The Lady Knights lead it by 5.
semifinals last year. See, front court scoring, big advantage for Rutgers, 18 to just 7 for St. Joe's. We talked about that. St. Joe's not a strong front court team. They're stronger in the back court.
That'll be a block foul on Wenger as Janelle Williams makes her move. That is 2 on Tanya Wenger. Seems like everything has started with Kaluki and ended, if you will, with Williams.
Take a look at it. That's the way you got to penetrate the defense. Either cause some contact or get an open shot. St. Joseph's on a 7-game home win streak. They had 10 wins before that loss last Monday on President's Day to George Washington.
Williams now leads the Scarlet Knights, the Lady Knights, with 8 points on the afternoon.
And a lot of Rutgers fans made the journey down the turnpike.
About a 90-minute ride. Wenger out, Anita Moore in. So Anita will play a little power forward.
Williams had a season high against West Virginia University, 25 points and 11 rebounds.
St. Joe would like to see Amy Facer get going. She has been silent in the first half. Illis beyond the arc for 3. And 2 threes for Illis.
And a little bit of a knuckleball already over her average of 3.8 points.
Hansen dribbles into traffic. And can Facer run it down? She can. Up and under for a layup.
Facer's one of the best athletes for the St. Joseph's Hawks. You saw a little bit of a snippet right there. Now she's called for the reach-in.
That's her first. And that is 6 team fouls.
Real quick player, saw her run down that ball. Nice little ball fake and kept control of her body, went to the baseline.
And with Janelle Williams with 2 personal fouls, she did not want to get that third one, denying the layup. 2-point ball game, though.
And St. Joe's mixing the defense up a little bit, going on man-to-man, and Liz Hansen from 3.
Pumps the fist. And a whistle as Megan Campaign is in pain. I don't know if it's related to the elbow, but concerned. She either took a shot to the head where she's rubbing it, or no, she took a blow to the head, apparently. Facer for 3, perfect. Sometimes a layup gets a shooter going.
Exactly, and Amy Facer starting to heat things up. In 3 games this year, she had a stretch where she averaged 14 points per game. Right now, her average is about a little over 12.
She had 26 the first time these 2 teams met. That's her career high. Hawks playing man. Anita Moore's got Janelle Williams. Tough matchup for Anita. And Janelle Williams throws it away. Could have spotted up for an easy 9-footer, maybe.
Well, it looks like this man-to-man defense is causing Rutgers a little bit of problems because now there's a player with everybody. In the zone, they were finding their open areas in the paint with the bigger players.
Costello.
Don't exactly know who Costello was passing it to that time.
Facer in the corner, but there was a lot of arms and legs to get it through. As we see, the 3-point shooting, percentage-wise, favors Rutgers.
Yeah, but you see Rutgers only have attempted 3. St. Joe's 13. You can see what a big part the 3-point shot is in their offense.
A new offensive wrinkle. Kaluki gives it back to Williams 15 feet away. In and out over the back comes Regina Kaluki.
That's only Rutgers' 4th team personal foul. St. Joe's went back to the zone that time, and you saw how they did have an opening with Sheeler from about 14 feet. There's a look at Theresa Grentz in her 19th season. Has won 20 games in 9 straight seasons, but it doesn't look like they're going to hit that 20 mark this year.
They'd have to win every game the rest of the way.
And go the first 2 games in the NCAA tournament, which right now they're pretty questionable whether they're going to go to the tournament.
Hansen powers in on Illis, and a holding foul is called on J.J. Illis.
And that's going to put the number 3 foul shooter in the Atlantic 10 Conference at the line in a bonus situation. 79.3%.
Hansen closing in on 1,000 points in her career as a junior out of Sparta High in Sparta, New Jersey.
And the list continues. 22 games in double-figure scoring this year. Also number 3 in assists in the Atlantic 10 with 5.7. She's just a terrific all-around player.
Makes a pair. Well, the Hawks actually had the basketball with a chance to tie or take the lead. They've had that situation twice. It's been all Rutgers front running. Kaluki trying to deny Costello over the top.
Well, Rutgers going to like a 3-2 zone, which keeps the defensive players out where the guards are. And you saw for St. Joe's, there were 4 players behind the foul line. No players really in the interior except for Costello.
Hansen through traffic finds Williams. No, rims out on her.
I bet Williams will hit that shot 9 out of 10 times.
I had it written down already. That's a great pass. Sullivan loads it up. That's blocked by Kaluki, who got a piece of it.
And that's 2 blocks for the senior already.
Hansen again finds Williams, and this time a foul as well.
I think she had a little extra mustard on that.
Great look by Liz Hansen.
Great concentration and real focus on this shot. She wanted to make sure this was knocked down, and there's a player giving her that pass. Hansen, 4 games this season, had 8 assists.
So Janelle Williams, there's Liz, who was the passer. Williams, the beneficiary, in double digits with 11 points, 5 boards. Hits it, and it's now a 7-point lead. So Stephanie Gately's club has a bit of a mountain to climb. As you see the Rutgers cheering section down the turnpike, lots to smile about on Hawk Hill. 16.5 minutes in. St. Joseph's, of course, substitutes liberally every game, bench scoring 17-0. St. Joseph's, good head fake facer, block Kaluki.
3rd block of the game. You notice Rutgers shooting 50% from the floor, and that's because they're getting most of their points inside that red area. High percentage area, good timing, great control of the body. You saw the little hesitation for Facer.
Sydney Jackal-Bowitz, number 22, has come in. There she is, over the top Costello. 1 dribble, kick it back to Jones, 17-footer. 3-second violation is called.
And Phyllis Devaney, the official underneath, called that. You needed to put the ball up if you were Costello. There were just 3 seconds on the shot clock.
At the left thumb, rather the right thumb of Megan Compain, now being iced, was bent back during that exchange earlier.
And she's the leading scorer for the Hawks. That's going to hurt. She's like the MASH unit here. Got the bandage on her left arm, got hit in the head, now has ice on her thumb.
Hansen line drives it long. Janelle Williams just outleaps Maureen Costello.
Larry, whoever said this wasn't a contact sport? These players play very physical.
Williams to Sheeler, and the layup is good, and a foul. That interior passing against Hawk defense, they're very well prepared today.
Well, for some reason, the defense is extending itself, and so far the Rutgers guards have not hurt them. It's the players on the inside, and Costello with the reach-in was not playing defense where their feet should have probably slid in there, but Sheeler and Williams playing big today.
Rims out. Costello's got a rebound, but the lead for Rutgers has ballooned back up to 9. Rutgers 9-5 in the Atlantic 10. Trying to play their way into the upper echelon despite a very subpar early season.
Well, their win earlier this week versus Temple was what put them over the 500 mark for the first time this season.
I believe that's 3 on Janelle Williams. Excuse me, Sherry. But of course, that would be huge. And a quick call to the bench. That should be Gabriela Gonzalez in for Janelle Williams, the first substitute.
Well, I think Coach Grentz was rolling the dice a little bit, keeping her big scorer in the game with 2 personal fouls, and she did pick up her 3rd.
Got a lot of quality minutes with those 2 fouls. Gonzalez is a senior out of Mexico City, wearing number 31. Jackal-Bowitz hits the 16-footer. Now we've got a whistle just to fix the net. And pressure coming by the Hawks defensively.
And the Hawks looking to make just a little bit of a mini run here to close out the first half. Just a minute 42 remaining.
Top of the key. Around Illis. Jump stop. 8-footer. Rims out. And Gonzalez climbs the back. And Kristen Sullivan, who's given up about 6 inches, but a great box out.
And that is only the team's 6th personal foul, so that does not put St. Joe's into the bonus situation. But once again, a little bit of an opportunity for St. Joe's to narrow the gap.
Jackal ballots. Finds Sullivan.
Look at the middle. The middle is wide open, but the St. Joe's players are not taking the advantage of it.
Facer gets the heel, and Hansen gets the rebound. We reach the final minute of half number 1, led throughout by the Lady Knights of Rutgers. What a pass! Reinders missed the layup. Gonzalez rebound.
What a pass. Liz Hansen looking at her, smiling. She says, oh, baby, that was my assist you blew for me. And Gonzalez, good job on the offensive boards.
Just to stay with it.
Gonzalez has had 2 starts this season, averages about 9 minutes. That was a big rebound.
Hansen will run it down. She could hold for 1, and she will.
J.J. Illis a little careless with the basketball at the top. You have to take care of that, especially with Hansen. Leads the team in steals as well. As assists and scoring, exactly.
By Hansen to look up and see the differential on the baseline Reinders.
The leadership now is in Hampton's hands. Look for either a pass or a shot from her.
Finds Gonzalez, glass and good. With 5, clock is running. Illis with 2, a throw, gets the backboard. And Rutgers is the team that makes the run as the first half concludes. They will take it to the locker room with an 11-point lead, getting terrific play on the inside from Williams and Sheeler. We'll come back, talk about that first half in a moment. Been fighting for their lives in the Atlantic 10, cannot afford another regular season loss. Meanwhile, it's St. Joseph's who come out and show pressure. Turnover, held ball will go to St. Joseph's.
And that's the benefits of the pressure. Rutgers did not do a good job with that.
But they shot very well in the first half at 50%, shot terrifically from the free throw line. St. Joe the advantage from distance at 5 of 18, rebounding about even on both sides. Over the top, Costello has it knocked away and stolen as we're back to live action.
Interesting note, in the first half, 4 players for Rutgers played all 20 minutes, and only Janelle Williams, who sat for 2 with personal foul trouble.
So you see the starters scored 33 of the 37 points for Rutgers. And if you're the Hawks of Stephanie Gately, you might want to start pounding it inside, see if you can get number 4 on Janelle Williams. Reinders. Hansen, Sheeler, and Kaluki all played all 20 as Sheeler gets the roll. She had a big-time first half now with 9 points.
St. Joe's is allowing that pass to go into the interior, and that's what Rutgers has been so successful with today.
Megan Compain opens the second half on the bench.
Jones got away with a travel there.
Facer dribbles herself into traffic. Held ball belongs to Rutgers University.
Amy Reinders knocked that one away from Facer when she put the ball on the floor.
And Jones trying to pressure Hansen. Hansen had a sweet first half. 8 points, 3 assists. Reinders on the baseline. Swing it. Knocked away by Costello. Good hands by Maureen, sorry.
Larry, it seems that the St. Joe's defense is intent upon covering the guards and spreading it out. And so far, other than Hansen, the outside shots have not been hurting St. Joe's. I think they should start to pack it in just a little bit more and watch out for Williams and Sheeler.
Facer goes cross court more to Jones. High. Wenger. Facer for 3. Front of the rim. And we'll stay here off Kaluki.
Costello with the good effort.
Facer. Leaning. Yep, Amy Facer. Off the bench with 7.
Great athletic move for Facer. Took it to the defense.
Williams settles it. Hansen, the push for 3. She's got 3 3-pointers. Longest lead at 14 points right now for Rutgers.
She had a season high 26 points for the Bonnies. Also had 25 in a tough loss to Georgia. That Georgia team came into the rack and put on a show. They were ranked number 10 in the country.
Facer short, one-hand rebound. Wenger, no on the layup. Out of bounds off Costello. We're going to get a quick call to J.J. Illis on the bench of Stephanie Gately to run the point. Sheeler on the lean, no. And here's more, 3-on-3.
And both teams are doing a good job on the boards. Boy, this is one pass and a shot for St. Joe's.
Double team, Facer and more on Reinders. Again, the leading scorer, Megan Compain, on the bench, having jammed that thumb in the first half with a bruised elbow and forearm from practice Friday. Good no-look for Sheeler. She missed it. What a pass by Hansen, who's been not picked up by her teammates who missed some layups. Costello does not.
Great look that time for Nikki Jones. Leads the team in assists, and she saw Costello wide open underneath.
Almost a steal by Jones is over the end line.
Actually, that was Facer. What a terrific look underneath. Costello gets in the final line of defense. Good touch on that shot. Didn't even use the bank board.
Illis comes in for more. Illis, a more prolific scorer, certainly from three-point range. Williams at the high post. Kick it. Kaluki with the ball held high for 15.
Beautiful touch on her jump shot. At 6'1", she has a great touch.
And she's 4 for 5 from the floor. Rutgers a 14-point lead. This does not look like a team that spent most of the year under 500.
And now's the time that you want to shine. End of the season, going into tournament.
Illis, 9 feet away, short, and a foul on the frustration by the shooter.
You called it there, Larry. A frustration foul. You had an open jump shot. You need to knock those down.
Stephanie churning on the inside. That's her husband, Frank, her assistant coach.
Looking for her second 20-win season at the helm of St. Joe's in her 4th year. That 21 season came 1992-93. Last year they were 19-9, just one shy of a 20-win season.
Throw it away. Facer gives to Illis. Trailer Wenger. Facer will try to go to Janelle Williams. Remember, Janelle Williams with 3 personal fouls.
And Williams doing a great job in shutting off the baseline to Facer. Not that time, though.
Changes hands and throws it up on the left. And Sheeler commits the personal foul.
I think Facer found herself trying to hit the second line of defense. Got by Williams, and there's Sheeler.
Nice job changing hands, Amy Facer. It was a 75% free throw shooter.
She sat out 4 games ago with the flu. Coming back strong now.
There's the thumb of Megan Compain. And the disconsolate look on her face on senior day.
But she is only a sophomore. You're going to see plenty of her to come.
Facer misses a pair.
Anytime your leading scorer is sitting out, someone else has to step up their game.
This layup by Williams, recovered by Amy Facer in the open floor. Throws it away. Recovered Costello off the hands of Kaluki. So early stages, half number 2, is all belong to the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. They will surround their head coach, Theresa Grentz, with a 14-point lead on the road at St. Joseph. Kristen Sullivan has come in. She'll use Illis back near midcourt.
Shot selection, Rutgers 27 for 2 and only 5 for 3 at St. Joe's. Living and dying with the 3. That kind of breathed a little life in them when Sullivan knocked one down. They're 1 for 4 in the second half from behind the arc.
Sullivan is now 3 for 8. All of her shots have been the three-point variety. St. Joe has to go man-to-man, down 11. Hansen and Illis. Hansen can back her down and shoot over her short. Good box out by Illis on the shooter.
Good box out by everybody on that time. You notice Williams, number 33, did not attempt to go for the offensive force. She headed down the other way, playing with 3 personal fouls. And one thing we haven't seen, Larry, is St. Joe's is not attacking Williams.
Travel on Facer. On the dribble hesitation, she drags the foot.
And that was a good power offensive move for her.
Rutgers has played good basketball throughout.
Turnovers, Rutgers with just 12. St. Joe's with 15. 14 minutes to go in the game, just about at their average of 16.
Sheeler gives and gets. Block. Costello and Wenger into the hands of Sullivan. Illis. Sullivan for 3, front of the rim. And Kaluki, a strong rebound, dribbles it out on her own.
One pass and a shot.
How about that? Liz Hansen, one pass and a shot, air ball to 3. Wonder if fatigue might be an issue since there's been no substitutions virtually on the Rutgers side. Now we'll see them go to the bench.
And as you say that, Kristen Samoji, a heralded player out of New Jersey, is waiting to come into the game on the next dead ball.
She'll probably get Hansen. Over the top, Costello, left hand again. Nice look high-low.
That's Wenger with the pass in the inside, and Costello is doing a good job holding her own with Sheeler.
She's got 11. Those two will bang it for 4 years in conference on the inside.
If St. Joe's can open up things on the outside, that might help Costello on the inside.
Sheeler answers over Costello.
Sheeler, beautiful baseline turn, found the open area.
Natural scoring touch inside for Alicia Sheeler. Sullivan, another 3. Broken free and recovered by the senior Tanya Wenger.
And Sullivan will continue to let those fly. All she needs is a little open space. If you have a hand in her face, you won't be able to get it off.
Costello does not take it to Williams. Instead, kicks it for Illis, front of the rim. Good rebound, Sheeler. Hansen, 2-on-1. The bounce pass, Reinders. Wild shot. Hansen rebounds. Missed it.
Right now, there seems to be a lid on that basket. Rutgers getting some high percentage shots and not being able to cash in.
Still lead by 11.
St. Joe's is hanging around.
Again over the top, Costello layup.
Right there, they're going at Williams. You saw how timid and laid back Williams was on defense. Did not challenge Costello.
9-point lead at the 12-minute plateau. Sheeler dropping off Williams. That's ABC basketball across the paint.
Textbook execution. They work on that play in practice. When somebody double-teams Sheeler weak side, they look. Williams on the baseline.
Hawks did not rotate over to get some help on Williams. And Facer takes the baseline route. Wenger, strong offensive rebound.
The double head fake, I think they probably learned that one after GW, where they had shot blockers like Tajima Abraham and Martha Williams.
Hansen finds Williams again. Great combination. Those two.
So athletic in the middle. Sorry about that, Larry.
Yeah, but on a string, though. Real good communication. And Rutgers' lead remains at 11. Sullivan the push.
What a terrific release. She squared her feet before she caught the pass, and by the time she had the ball in her hands, it was just about gone.
Out of Cardinal Doherty in Philadelphia, the junior guard now with 4 3-pointers, cuts it to an 8-point lead. Sheeler pops off the post.
You don't have to guard Sheeler when she gets beyond the foul line. Just hang back. They're fighting for position under there.
Williams with Wenger. Shot clock's at 3. As Sheeler takes the hand up, that's a violation. They've got to stop it for the shot clock violation. Now we'll get Kristen Samoji finally coming in for Liz Hansen, and Nikki Jones will come in as well. But first, we'll get a timeout on the floor. We approach the halfway point, half number 2. Kristen Samoji comes in. She'll run the point.
All-time New Jersey leading scorer.
Has had a little hard time finding herself. Has played much better basketball of late. Shot clock's at 7. Sullivan gives it off. Wenger dribbles it off her knee, and Williams comes out with it. And there's Samoji.
Originally out of high school, went to Virginia. Played there for a year and then decided to transfer back home. Sat out all of last year and has just gotten into playing this year.
Good hustle by the Hawk guards. Still Rutgers basketball.
Shot clock down to 8. They did not reset the clock.
Williams gets the roll.
And now the shot's beginning to fall for Rutgers.
A terrific game out of Janelle Williams, has 18 points. Nikki Jones off the dribble. No. Costello puts it on the floor, and a held ball will belong to St. Joseph's. Another substitution. We'll see Gabriela Gonzalez, who got 2 minutes of duty in the first half. She'll get Elisa Sheeler. This is her first break.
And so far, with almost 11 minutes gone in the second half, Williams, who has been playing with 3 personal fouls from the first half, has not picked up that 4th. Oh, bad pass.
Jones throws it into traffic. Samoji ahead to Reinders will slow it down. Janelle Williams back to Samoji, calls the play.
And Larry, just as St. Joe start to get a little bit into this lead, seems like Rutgers just reels them back in.
Kaluki again on the baseline. That's a long air ball. And Wenger's got it. Jones finds Sullivan to kick Wenger. Back out for an Illis 3.
Boy, you can see Wenger had an inside, potentially an inside shot, but what did she do? She kicked it back out for the 3.
7-point basketball game. Hansen's back at the scorer's table.
It's a lot of fun when they go in, right?
Janelle Williams, strong move, one-handed shot. No, Costello the box out.
Great box out, had Gonzalez on her back. Didn't even have to jump for that rebound.
Sheeler also back at the scorer's table. So Theresa Grentz coaching like she knows the significance of this one. Wenger, kick it. Sullivan around Reinders. Bounce pass. Good catch by a 6'1" player to get him around the ankles.
Just 7 on the shot clock.
Jones long. Illis, the smallest player on the floor, has got a rebound.
Brings it right back out.
Around Kaluki. No. Wenger taps it. Reinders comes out with it.
Kaluki made Illis change her shot. Illis, of course, just at 5'3". Kaluki at 6'1".
Kaluki step on the end line. Turnover. And now we'll see those substitutions. Sheeler for Williams. Hansen for Reinders. But first, the two teams will get a break in the action. 7 minutes, 26 seconds remaining. It's still a Rutgers 7-point lead.
See here, field goal percentage. Rutgers shooting just 39 in the second half, and St. Joe's a little bit better at 40. But you know, the amazing thing is, with a team that loves to shoot the 3-point shot, the 7 points isn't that much of a disadvantage for them. Couple of threes, and they're right back in the game.
There's one by Illis.
And they've just been hanging with Rutgers. I think Rutgers, you could say, has dominated the game, but when you can shoot the 3 and you win and you lose ball games with it.
Samoji and Gonzalez, the only 2 bench players that we've seen, to Kaluki.
You mentioned the 12 losses for Rutgers this season, ties the most ever to rest of coach's career.
Sheeler bangs it home off the glass from 14 feet out.
We always laugh when we see shots like that, right? I mean, it's not pretty. It probably didn't call it in a game of horse, but hey, it counts on the board.
Sullivan for three. Lights out. 3-point ball game.
When they're going, just keep shooting them. What that's going to do is the Rutgers defense is going to have to get out, put a hand in your face, then you dump it down to Costello.
Foul will be called on Sullivan, which should send Gabriela Gonzalez to the free throw line. Reinders will come in. Samoji will go out. Only the third team foul on the Hawks. Rutgers has committed just one foul in half number 2 for Coach Grentz.
You have to go back to 1977 and 78 when the Lady Knights finished 16-12 to find another season when they had 12 losses.
Got it. Gonzalez is 66% free throw shooter for the coach of the 1992 Women's Olympic team. So she's got some military medals.
Well, she wore that blazer when they upset George Washington at the rack. That was a big upset. At the time, George Washington was ranked 16th in the country.
Now the lead is 5. Sullivan's got 5 3-pointers on the afternoon. Illis for another. Not this time. Good rebound. Gonzalez drilled by Sullivan, and down she goes. Non-shooting foul.
Very well played second half. Just 14 fouls for the Hawks and 1 for the Lady Knights. And Sullivan going in very strong, and Gonzalez being the brunt of that aggression.
Hansen and Facer. Amy Facer has taken the challenge of Liz Hansen here in the second half.
It is a big challenge. Ooh! I don't know, a couple of steps before the ball went on the ground that time.
Hansen soft touch short. And Sullivan has it on the floor. Good pass, Illis. We have not seen Megan Campaign at all in half number 2. The leading scorer for St. Joseph's. Costello double teamed.
Triple teamed almost, and yet nobody went to an open area.
Facer, big shot.
Off balance, and manages to knock it down anyway. And all of a sudden, look at this, Larry, a 2-point ball game.
With 5 minutes remaining. Sheeler high post.
And this big run has come with Janelle Williams on the bench. She's ready at the scorer's table to check in, the leading scorer for the Lady Knights today.
Shot clock at 10. Hansen and Facer. Gonzalez reach-in foul by Costello, and that's 4 on Maureen Costello at the 4:44 mark, and that one hurts the Hawks. Janelle Williams has played with 3 throughout much of the second half, comes back on the floor. Good minutes, Gabriela Gonzalez.
Well, for Costello, she's only a freshman. You have to know who you're guarding. Not a good time to foul because Gonzalez is not a true offensive threat. She could have probably just played behind her and played the good defense.
Sheeler the layup as Hansen penetrate. A lot of bodies fly. Lead is back to 4.
It's crunch time now, and you see Rutgers going more to cover out the guards.
Facer, long, nice rebound, Costello. Puts it on the floor, though, almost in trouble. Sullivan for 3. Long, rebound, Tanya Wenger. These long rebounds off 3-point shots. Timeout. Timeout, Stephanie Gately. With 4 minutes, 9 seconds remaining, her club has fought back gamely, down by 4. Athletes of the game. From Rutgers, Amy Reinders, a biology, science, and pre-med major, a 3.89 GPA. And from St. Joseph, Nikki Jones, a criminal justice major with a 3.64 grade point average, a member of the athletic director's honor roll. Congratulations to the student athletes of the game. Turnover by the Hawks out of that timeout. So Rutgers by 4 with the basketball.
Look at the 3-point field goals in the game. St. Joseph's have attempted 33 field goals, have made 11, and for Rutgers have made 3 out of 6. Make it 4 out of 7.
That is a huge shot from Liz Hansen.
That's clutch for the junior. Last year in the first team Atlantic 10 All-Conference. Probably will do it again this year.
Makes it a 7-point ball game. So Stephanie uses the timeout, doesn't get anything out of it, and a 3 on the other end. Cindy Jacobowitz on the floor, replacing Costello, who's got the 4 fouls.
And you can guarantee that Theresa Grentz told her team, you better get a hand in the face of those 3-point shooters.
Amy Facer gets caught in the air. Illis runs it down. Double team. Stolen and fouled. That is a very tough call, as the referee was kind of looking through the back of 3 players facing us.
Not only that, there was only 3 seconds on the shot clock. Even if Illis got the ball possession, she would not have had, she would have had to throw up a half-court shot.
Fresh clock here, just the second team foul on Rutgers. They've got a lot to play with. Out of bounds, turn it over.
Tough break for
Jacobowitz, and she's going to get a seat. Offense-defense substitution now will get Costello, Moore, and Jones for Facer, Jacobowitz, and Sullivan.
Moore and Jones, 2 of the quickest players for the Hawks. They need them on defense.
The smallest group, the 3 small guards on the floor together. Hansen has had a terrific basketball game.
And turnovers, 19 for St. Joe's. A couple of the last 2 possessions are going to start hurting them.
Over the top with team foul number 6 comes Wenger.
We look at the team foul situation. Rutgers just has 2 team fouls. They have 4 to give before they get into the one-on-one situation. Down the stretch, that could be big.
Sheeler airballs a 9-footer. And every possession critical now for the Hawks at the 2.5-minute mark, down 7.
Now on the court right now for the Hawks, the only real 3-point shooter is J.J. Illis, number 10.
Over the top to Costello, knocked out of bounds Kaluki. So Amy Facer will have a chance to get back in the ball game. She'll get Anita Moore. Again, Megan Campaign, the leading scorer, gave it 5 minutes in the first half, has not been seen in the second. Steal, great hands, Riders.
Ooh, a lazy bounce pass.
And Hansen goes behind the back.
Now the one thing for St. Joe's is you have to start thinking possessions. 7 points is 3 possessions. You have to get it down, so you need to make a good defensive stop here.
Williams can hold it out there with 10 on the timer. Now she cuts and gets. Rolls out on her, and Wenger another rebound. 1:55 and counting. Jones trying to get Illis's attention, cannot.
Now Nikki Jones this season has only hit 1 out of 3 3-point shots. So once again, it's Facer, number 23, and Illis.
Illis is fouled on the way in by Reinders. Team foul number 3, and it looks like Theresa Grentz will take a timeout with 1:48 remaining. Her club holding a 7-point lead on the road at Hawk Hill. The veteran Theresa Grentz will call it all to order. We'll come back for the final chapter in a moment.
Get it back out to the 3, and the turnovers are what hurting them now.
The second time following a timeout on a key possession, they've turned it over, and foul will be committed on Amy Reinders.
And that will be a 1-on-1 situation. Reinders just a 64.2. Which opens up the inside. Facer recognizes that defense.
Timeout, Hawks. The bucket cuts it to 5. We'll keep it here.
Great recognition for the sophomore Amy Facer. She looked like she was starting to line up for the 3, but because the defense was right in her face.
Right off the inbound.
And St. Joe's with just 1 timeout left. So, and they do come away with a turnover.
And a travel called on Nikki Jones, who was calling for a timeout, had the basketball in her hands as she rolled over, trying to call for a timeout. That hurt with 1:07 remaining.
And Stephanie Gately, you can see irate on the sidelines. We're going to take a look at it. Now watch her feet. That's the key part. She gets the ball. I don't know. It looks like her right foot did not move. That's a tough call to make in this situation.
And a foul committed right away on the out of bounds with just another second or two gone by, as Sullivan will come in for more offense for defense. It is Regina Kaluki, a 75%er, who will march the length of the floor. Theresa Grentz calls over Liz Hansen and says, take away the threes.
With that foul shot, it becomes a 6-point game, and that's 2 possessions if you get the 3. So you want to keep it within 2 possessions. There's a big foul shot coming up here.
Long on the floor. It belongs to Facer. No, it's a held ball which belongs to Rutgers.
Tough break. St. Joe's had the rebound, but it became loose. The breaks are going Rutgers' ways right now.
Sheeler.
Keep the ball out of Hansen's hand.
Jones is chasing. Rutgers as a team, a 71% free throw shooting team. They're in a must-foul situation. Look at Hansen, what hands! And she runs over Illis, no call. Facer. Hansen won't foul her, and she won't hit the layup. And the foul committed by Costello. See, it looked like Facer wanted the three-point opportunity so badly she missed the layup.
Well, that's the tough time. Anytime you expect to get a little contact, sometimes you go a little too strong into the basket, and Hansen doing a great job in controlling the basketball. Do that in drills all the time, and a terrific defensive stand that time. 3 people surrounding. They did not commit the foul, and Facer coming down. She wanted this too. Just a little too short.
Call the foul on Nikki Jones. Hansen can pretty much seal it.
And time is running out for the Hawks. 39.4 seconds remaining. So certainly a valiant effort when they start hitting those three-point strings.
Another clutch pair of free throws for Liz Hansen. St. Joseph's finds Costello on the interior. Again, left hand too strong. And who's got the ball? Liz Hansen. And this is kind of one of those Liz Hansen will to win games, if you will. She would not be denied.
She's a real leader on this team. She leads the team in points, assists, and steals. Gives it 100% every minute out on the court. In fact, in this game, probably has sat maybe a minute and a half, and that's about it.
That's 3 in a row for Hansen. There's Megan Campaign, who has just not been able to go today. A badly bruised elbow followed by a jammed thumb in the early going, half number 1 rather. Only 5 minutes of action. Hansen closes it out. Sullivan, a quick release 3 off target. Facer, layup, timeout.
That's St. Joseph's last timeout. But with 22.7 seconds, they are down by 8. That's 3 possessions.
A reminder, we'll be back with you on most of these same stations where the Atlantic started. That's a held ball, will go to St. Joseph's. Great effort, J.J. Illis. Down 8 with 20 seconds remaining. Sullivan will come in, Moore will go out.
St. Joe's with no timeouts remaining. Illis doing a great job of getting a hand on that ball.
Jones dribble penetration. Airballs the short shot and commits the foul against Reinders, does Illis.
For St. Joe's, the number 6 team in the nation when it comes to holding their opponents to just 55.7 points per game. Obviously did not do that today. Rutgers was 66 at this point.
And St. Joe's will close out the regular season on March 1st at Massachusetts in an important game for seeding in the tournament for the Atlantic 10. Reach-in foul Liz Hansen, and she knows better than that. With 11-8 remaining, you don't want to play that one.
But it's only the team's 4th anyway. The most points scored against St. Joseph's this year have been number 24 Arkansas with 72 and Florida International with 72.
Foul on Pacer after the turnover.
And there's a smile, Theresa. You finally cracked a smile. There you go. A good victory.
With a word of encouragement for free throw shooter Amy Reinders.
That's number.
Wants the ball back in her hand a little bit. Always coaching, you know.
Number 431 wins. 19 seasons.
There you go, and she smiles at her. So Amy's probably had some free throw difficulties that the coach has been talking about. That's her first point today. Rims out. Count down the final seconds. Sullivan for 3. Nice shooter. She has 6 threes, 18 points. Foul committed with 2.3 remaining.
Sullivan had 8 this year against Temple, but needed a couple more today. St. Joe's made a valiant effort. They made a great run at Rutgers, but Rutgers was just too strong in the middle. They held them off.
There's Sullivan now has 68 made threes on the season. Hansen one more. They'll back them off. No offensive rebounding position coming.
Rutgers, the defending Atlantic 10 tournament champions, had a great upset win here last year against GW. And here's Hansen fighting for the rebound.
The horn sounds, and Theresa Grentz pumps a fist in the air. Goes and shakes a hand with Stephanie Gately. The Scarlet Knights are certainly very much alive and in the running now in double figures with 10 wins in conference. And who would have thought it in the early stages of this season when Rutgers did not look like a postseason club? They do right now. Theresa heads back to her locker room. High five, and the Lady Knights have won it on Hawk Hill. Final score 68-61. We'll come back, wrap it up from here at St. Joseph's on Senior Day in a moment.